The Drive. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to interview Mike McDaniel for their offensive coordinator position on Friday. Greg Auman just put it out there. Now, this is exciting. I know a lot of you will be excited. I'm excited because this is my pipe dream offensive coordinator hiring. Mike McDaniel is in great demand. He's interviewing today for the Tennessee Titans head coaching position. He's already interviewed for the Cleveland Browns head coaching position and the Atlanta Falcons head coaching position. And the Eagles want him as their OC. The Lions also want him as their OC. So this is a guy that's in great demand. So the plan, if you're the Buccaneers, is this. He's coming into your building. He's coming in on Friday. And based on how Todd Bowles feels about him, how Baker Mayfield feels about him, this is the number one slam dunk candidate, if you will. Now, I thought it was a pipe dream maybe 24 to 48 hours ago, but the fact that Mike McDaniel, even with the head coaching interviews that he is going through, has decided to make time in his schedule for the Buccaneers on Friday, that's a good thing. This is a very positive development. And you have to think that maybe if he comes into your building and he wows you, maybe you don't let him leave if you're the Buccaneers. Now, the Bucs did interview Todd Monken today. They allowed him to leave. Monken probably has more options depending on where John Harbaugh goes. He's worked with Harbaugh. If Harbaugh ends up with the Giants or the Falcons, he might bring along Monken to be his offensive coordinator. So this is a very fluid situation. I mean, things are happening literally at the snap of a finger. Minute by minute, things are changing. But McDaniel, interviewing with the Buccaneers on Friday, is exciting. It really is. You're not going to make time unless you have interest. And look, he's got great interest. He's got 3 head coaching interviews. A number of teams want him as an offensive coordinator. Look, the Bucs job is still an attractive job. And the fact that he's going to be here on Friday, I think that's a really good thing. I think that he holds the Bucs in high regard, which, says something about the Buccaneers and the talent they have on offense, from Baker to the O-line to the receivers, the running backs. Look, Mike McDaniel saw the Buccaneers up close and personal just a few weeks ago, and he beat the Bucs with Quinn Ewers as his quarterback. Yeah. But Mike McDaniel will be here on Friday interviewing for the Buccaneers offensive coordinator position. Really exciting stuff. All right, let's take a couple of phone calls. We're on the air to 7 o'clock. Todd is in Tampa. Todd, what's going on over there?
Guys, let's get down to business. I saw the Cincinnati-Miami game before we played Miami, and I watched Joe Burrow dissect the Miami Dolphins like 45-20, and it was a joke. And I said, man, if we're playing them, we're going to beat them. And then the Bucs couldn't get it done. I don't understand how Todd Bowles kept his job. I have no freaking concept and idea, and neither does the 72,000 fans that cram Bucs from Raymond James. But that be that as it is, you got one more shot, and you don't have the killer instinct. I'll tell you right now, if you own the Bucs, okay, and I walked in with my agent, and I sat down, I would say, and my agent said, my guy Todd Seamy can win if he don't win the Super Bowl this year, you don't have to fire him, he'll resign. That's what I would say to the Bucs. If I don't win the Super Bowl this year, okay, and I want a hand in picking the talent, okay, but Jason Light might overrule me, okay, but if I don't win the Super Bowl this year, you could fire him. I'll resign. That's what I would tell the Bucs, okay, and that's how confident I am in my coaching ability. It is a joke. It's a joke to lose to the Panthers and watch the Rams play them and almost beat them, and we're sitting at home twiddling our thumbs, losing millions and millions of dollars. We could have beat the Rams and advanced, okay, and then go from there. Then you could have fired me. But that's the bottom line. I don't want to hear no coach come in here, this and that. I want to know, can you win the Super Bowl with the talent I have? And I say, listen, defensively we suck. We got no pass rush. We got no middle linebacker, and I got no coverage. So I got a scheme. Okay, I got Christian Wirfs running his mouth. Okay, instead of blocking his ass off and making the All-Pro team, I got an offensive line that's this and that. I got Raheem and Bucky running their mouth. I got Mike, who's injured and who I need desperately because he's at whatever 32 years old. He's still a deep threat, and he still scares the living crap out of the defense. Okay, I got Godwin coming off an injury, and I got other receivers. I got Okie Dokie, and I got other receivers who were afraid to throw to. That's my situation. Okay, I got a special teams that ain't special, and I got a kicker named McLaughlin who I'm happy to put out there from 50 yards out anytime. That's my situation, and then I'm telling you, if I don't win the Super Bowl, I'll resign. Okay, and so I would be over exceeding expectations if I did win the Super Bowl. That's the buy, and I got to scheme my ass off to beat people. That's the situation. That's the cards on the table. Okay, that's number one. I just want to close with this. Canes, you better wake up, boy. Okay, they got Indiana beating you like a drum. They got no respect for you at home. They got no respect for the Canes, and I don't know. And you better wake the freak up, okay? Cristobal, you better understand something. If you don't hit Mendoza, if his jersey's not dirty in the first quarter, it's going to be lights out for you. You better send a safety from the left-hand side hitting Mendoza all game long. And I don't want to see no false starts, no pre-snap penalties. You come to the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds left. You get down on the football. I don't need all this motion and commotion. You snap the ball, and you run Fletcher, and you hit the opener. You go deep, okay? And you better block down these receivers. Don't target nobody. These referees are looking to throw penalty flags on Miami because they're crooked. Okay, got to beat the refs here, even at home. Canes get it done, 30-27 in a barn burner in the second greatest victory since Schnellenberger and Kosar. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
All right, thank you, Ty.
Come on, get out of here!
It's only a 4-hour show, by the way. Holy cow, whose show is it? Boy, land it. He's circling the airport. He's dumping gas. He's got engine trouble. Land the damn thing already. I appreciate it, Todd. You kind of repeating yourself there a little bit, but, you got to make your point and you got to get out. Tom is out in Lakeland. Hi, Tom. How are you? Hello. Is he there? All right, Tom. Tom's not there. Tom called back. I don't know. There's something going on. He probably fell asleep after Todd from Tampa's call. It's certainly possible. Yeah, thank you. A lot of people texting in, Well, why do you let this guy go on and on? Come on, Tom. Look, I try and give you guys a voice.
You're on the phone for 3 hours.
It sounded like you were on the phone for 3 hours. More of your calls and texts coming up. 888-546-4620. Text at 82945. All right, coming up next.